Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this video, I want to talk about portfolio structure, what percentage of your account you should be allocating to trading if you're going to do so. And I want to address this fad of get rich quick, pump and dump groups and those sort of things, and why I don't believe it's a successful long-term strategy. And simply by making good decisions, investing in good coins, and through the magic of compound interest, hopefully I'm going to show you why you can greatly grow your account just within a few years without having to get rich quick. So the first thing I want to touch on is the big three. So many people are still reluctant to own Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin that represent the vast majority of the market cap of cryptocurrency. And I know people feel like they've missed out, or it's too late, or they're looking for the next big thing because these are already too expensive. But I'm a big believer that when we get these ETFs and the big on-ramps for institutional smart money, they're going to flow into the big three, okay? They're not going to flow into these small speculative coins, at least at first. So I still believe there's plenty of room for the market cap of the big three to grow. So from there, for me, it's about putting my money only 1 or 2% in these small coins when you're first getting into them. So a lot of people say, oh, why do you put such a small amount? But when I invested in Amisa Go at $2 or $3, or IOTA 20 cents, Neo $6 or $7, I made videos on these coins when they were at those prices, and they then grow to a larger percentage of your portfolio, even to the point where sometimes if a smaller coin becomes too much of a weighting in your portfolio, take some chips off the table, sell 10 or 20%, sit that in Tether on your exchange until you find another coin you want to invest in, or whatever you want to do with that money. But I continually speak to people that are all in on one coin, and sure, it's great when Neo goes from $5 to $50, but a lot of those people found out the hard way about being overexposed to one coin, and it's very difficult to watch your account get split in half in a few days. And Neo's bounced back since, but I'm a big believer in being diversified, and a good way to do that is having a nice percentage of the big three in there. So from there, I own about a dozen coins. That's the number that I can healthily keep an eye on all the developments and keep my finger on the pulse how they're developing. And I'm definitely not a fan of saying, hey, let's just throw money at 20 smaller coins and one of them's going to go to the moon, because as I've said in other videos, I believe that 90% of these coins and greater than 90% of ICOs are going to fail. So that's not a successful long-term strategy for me. So from there, once you've got your portfolio nice and healthy, structure and percentage-wise, I like to use 10% or less for my trading account and for my day trading, swing trading, okay? So even once you've got that 10%, only use a few percent, so you're never in danger of being margin called. The last thing you want to do is have all 10% fully margined and have those swings in price where you wake up and you've lost your entire trading account. So the fact that I've got 10% in my trading account doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to have that fully allocated at all times. I just want that there so that I'm not having to borrow too much money on margin when I make trades. So look, recently we've had an incredible streak in my members area. We've had 17 straight trades since I opened the room. Our win rate is 100%, and I've been very patient. So sometimes we make 1 or 2 trades a week. Sometimes we don't make a trade for a week. And I know sometimes that frustrates members, but I'd rather have my 100% win rate intact than be speculating on these smaller coins. And that's what I want to show you now, how damaging a large drawdown to your account can be when you're trying to build your wealth over time and invest in, understand what you're investing in and educate yourself on these coins. And that is my main aim with my YouTube channel and my paid members area. So let's say that you, just using round numbers, let's say that you've got $10,000 in your trading account and you want to build that. So over time, we start off with $10,000 down here at the bottom of the graph. Now, if you can only put on one trade a month that makes 10%. Now, in my members room, we've been making 10% on average on each of our day trades or swing trades. As I said, we're not going to keep up that 100% record. At some stage, we're going to have to manage losers and all that sort of thing. But let's say you can make one trade a month that makes 10%. That's all you have to do. So be very patient, wait for the right trade. Now, after 1 year, you're gonna have turned that $10,000 into $31,000. Now, again, I'm painting some best case scenarios and that sort of thing, but I just want to show you the difference between being patient and having large drawdowns and how much of a difference that can make. So after 2 years, if you're just doing one trade a month or making 10% a month through little trades, okay, without any drawdowns, after 2 years, you're going to have $98,000. After 3 years, you're going to be up to $310,000. After 4 years, you're up to $970,000 just by making 10% per month, by being patient, little trades, not speculating, not trying to get rich quick. Okay, so $970,000. And after 5 years, if you can continue this win rate of 10% a month without any drawdowns, you're going to have $3 million. That $10,000 that you started off with has now turned into $3 million in 5 years by making 10% per month, which I know that's a best case scenario, and at some stage we're going to have losers, but I just want to show you why it's important to be patient, and you only need to make one good trade a month of 10% or a few small trades per month that make you 10% each month, and you've turned that $10,000 into $3 million. So I just want to quickly show you what can happen if you don't do that. If you try to get rich quick, and sure, you're going to hit some home runs, and that's the big thing that I don't think people realize with these pump and dump groups, that you're going to hear about the winners. It's like gambling. No one's going to tell you about how much they've lost. You're only going to hear the winners. And obviously the people that even run these groups are giving those people incentives to tell other people how much they're winning and all this sort of thing. So I know it's just something to be aware of, because you're only going to hear the good stories. I do one-on-ones with people. I hear the other side of the story. People that have lost half their account in 1 or 2 trades, okay? And it's devastating to hear, and it's hard to bounce back from. So here's the alternate scenario. Let's say that you do my strategy, you make 10% each month, but then 1 month you have a large drawdown, okay? You've got a big margin trade on and you lose 50% of your account once a year. So after 1 year, okay, you're down here somewhere. It makes a huge difference, but as we go on over time, okay, the difference of making large drawdowns regularly is greatly amplified compared to regularly making winners. So after 5 years, instead of having $3 million, you end up with $200,000. Now that's far greater than 90% worse off just by making one bad decision a year, one large drawdown in your account each year, trying to get rich quick. Maybe it's a speculative coin, maybe it's a rumor, the coin drops 50%. Okay, you only need to do that once a year and you've wiped out greater than 90% of your possible future earnings. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that video. Be patient. Choose good coins, okay? You don't have to get rich quick. This trading example isn't even taking into account your core portfolio that's invested in good coins, and if you believe in this crypto space, that's going to grow as well on top of your trading. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, share these videos around, and as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.